Allen, Anderson, Bates, Bell, Berryhill, Block, Canella, De Leon, Fuller, Gaines, Galgiani, Hall, Hancock, Hernandez, Hertzberg, Hill, Hueso, Huff, Jackson, Lada, Leno, Leyva, Liu, McGuire, Mendoza, Mitchell, Monning, Morrell, Wynn, Nilsson, Pan, Pavley, Roth, Stone, Vidak, Wachowski, Wolk.
The Secretary notices the absence of a quorum. Will all the absent members please report to the floor for the Senate to convene? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen, Anderson, Bates, Bell, Berryhill, Block, Cannella, De Leon, Fuller, Gaines, Galgiani, Hall, Hancock, Hernandez, Hertzberg, Hill, Hueso, Huff, Jackson, Lada, Leno, Leyva, Liu, McGuire, Mendoza, Mitchell, Monning, Morrell, Wynn, Pan, Nielsen, Roth, Stone, Vidak, Wachowski, Wolf.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. Good afternoon, colleagues. A quorum is present. Would the members and our guests beyond the rail in the gallery please rise? We will be led in prayer this afternoon by our chaplain, Sister Michelle Gorman, after which, please remain standing. We'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Senator Monning.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. And as the Christian world moves into 40 days of Lent, let us listen to God's word on fasting from the Hebrew Scriptures, Isaiah 58. This is the fast that pleases me, to break unjust fetters, to let the oppressed go free, to share your bread with the hungry and shelter the homeless poor. If you do away with the yoke, the clenched fist, the wicked word, if you give your bread to the hungry and relief to the oppressed, your light will rise in the darkness. God, our Creator, we trust in your presence with us as we continue each day to bring greater justice and peace to those we serve. May all of our efforts, conversations, debates, and collaborations result in a populace that is welcome to contribute their gifts and talents for the good of the whole, now and into the future. We ask this in your name. Amen. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under privileges of the floor, Senator Nguyen. Privileges of the floor.
Thank you. Sorry, Madam President. Under the privileges of the floor, I would like to thank and honor one of my constituents today. Nick Spurlock is a 29-year-old rookie firefighter serving in my district with the Orange County Fire Authority at Station 64. Spurlock has only been with his station for 2 months, but has already proven his valor. On February 2nd, Nick and the members of Station 64 responded to a fire alarm at a nearby Motel 6. Upon arrival, he acted swiftly and assessed the situation with his partner, Scott Sanzoro, and the motel manager. At the scene, he was confronted with the hotel room with smoke and flooded with water from emergency sprinklers. On a flaming mattress in the middle of the room was a conscious but unresponsive woman in need of immediate help. He carried the woman downstairs to paramedics that were standing by to provide treatment for her. So I want to ask that the floor today and the members is to just thank and take a moment today to thank all of our emergency responders that work tirelessly every day to keep us and our families safe. And I do want to thank Nick for his heroic act and thank his family for giving Nick to us, the community, for him to be able to protect us and our families and children. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Senator, for bringing that to our attention. Under messages from the governor, they'll be deemed read. Messages from the Assembly, They'll be deemed read. Reports of committee, they'll be deemed read and amendments adopted. Under motions, resolutions, and notices. I see no mics raised. We'll move on to introductions and first readings of bills. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 235, 236, 237, 238, 239, 240, 241, and Senate Bill 242.
Thank you. Bills are read. Colleagues, moving on to consideration of the daily file. File item number 4, governor's appointments. Senator De Leon.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, we have an appointment before us. That's Mr. Santee J. Rogers, Governor's appointment for Director of Department of Developmental Services. Mr. Rogers was heard in Rules Committee on February 4th and was approved on a bipartisan vote of 5-0. There was no opposition. Mr. Rogers is in his 47th year of service to the state and to the developmentally disabled community here in California. He possesses a high level of expertise and understanding of this very unique population. His experience will be critical to the department as it transitions from an institutionalized setting to more community-based setting. With that, colleagues, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Where is he? Senator Bell, I'm sorry.
Madam President and members, I second the motion for Santee Rogers. He's an excellent appointment, having served as our regional center director in Santa Clara County and Monterey and San Benito and Santa Cruz counties. Santee has also been the director of the Porterville Hospital, so he actually has experience both in the regional centers and running a state hospital, the Porterville Hospital. So he has widespread support and is very sensitive to the needs of the developmentally disabled. And most importantly, he has a strong connection with our governor, and hopefully that will pay off dividends for the developmentally disabled in our state. I urge your support for him.
Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President. I also just want to underscore that Santee Rogers, as Senator Bell mentioned, has, through his very distinguished career, had oversight of the regional centers, including Monterey and Santa Cruz County in my district. He's highly respected, and he's also had the experience in state hospitals as well as regional centers. I just urge an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Monning. Senator De Leon, would you like to close?
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, if those were witness on February 4th, the rules hearing meeting with regards to Mr. Santee Rogers' appointment, I just want to underscore and recognize to our presiding officers' line of questioning, which was very thorough, very complete, very comprehensive. That is Ms. Senator Holly Mitchell, and we were thoroughly convinced after that setting, after the line of questioning, that at this time and point, he is the right man for the position. With that, Madam President, I circularly ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Bates. Aye. Anderson, aye. Bates, aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Block. Aye. Cannella. Aye. De Leon. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Weso. Aye. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell.
Aye.
Aye. Monning. Aye. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nilsson. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Roth. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wykowski. Aye. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Ayes 36, no 0. The gubernatorial appointment is confirmed. Moving on to item number 8, Assembly third reading. ACR number 3, Dr. Pan. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 3 by Assemblymember Kim relative to Korean American Day.
Thank you, Madam President. Senators, today I bring forward ACR 3 to proclaim January 13th, 2015 as Korean American Day. 112 years ago, the history of Korean immigration to America began when 102 courageous Korean men, women, and children landed in Hawaii after venturing across the Pacific Ocean aboard the SS Gaelic. With diligence, fortitude, and enduring belief in the American dream, Korean immigrants helped to turn emergent areas within the state of California into thriving, respectable communities, while raising the children to be productive Korean Americans. Korean Americans have been an integral part of mainstream American society and made important contributions in California in the fields of finance, technology, law, medicine, education, sports, media, the arts, the military, and government. By celebrating the courage and values of their forefathers, we can instill in younger generation of Korean Americans a deep sense of pride in their own heritage and roots so they can continue to contribute to the great state of California, which is rich with ethnic and cultural diversity. Thank you. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pan. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll. Oh, excuse me. This is a candidate for anonymous roll call. Is there any opposition to the use of the anonymous roll call? Is there any discussion or debate? Senator Nguyen.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo and thank Senator Pan and, of course, Assemblywoman Young Kim. This is, I want to thank our colleagues here for supporting it. If you do, it's greatly appreciated. It's long overdue, and I just want to thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other senators choose to speak to this resolution? Okay, once again, it is a candidate for unanimous roll call. Senator Pan, would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for the aye vote unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any opposition to the use of the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 36, no 0. The measure passes. We'll return to motions and resolutions. This is the opportunity for adjourn in memory statements. Senator Pavley.
Yes, members, I rise to adjourn in the memory of Gary Owens. Gary Owens is a well-known radio and TV personality for 6 decades, and he died on Thursday, February 12th at the age of 80. Gary and his wife of 57 years, Arleta, are constituents of mine and lived at their home in Encino in the San Fernando Valley for many, many years. He died of complications from diabetes after being diagnosed at the age of 8 with class 1 diabetes. If you can't exactly remember what Gary looked like, I'm sure you would recognize his amazing deep baritone voice. Gary hosted thousands of radio programs and appeared in dozens of movies and TV shows, was the voice of many cartoon characters, and in high demand for commercial voiceovers and TV promo spots. He also was an author of several books. Now, for those of you who are willing to admit that you watched Rowan and Martin's Laugh Team from 1968 to 1973, and I know some of you weren't born, but I don't want to hear about that. That was Gary who portrayed the old-fashioned announcer welcoming the viewers to beautiful downtown Burbank with his hand cuffed and just like Marty, show everyone. Yes, thank you very much. Gary had a strong work ethic, a great sense of humor, impeccable comedic timing, and according to those who knew him well, always a pleasure to work with. I actually got to see him in action at an all-day film shoot for one of several TV shows. It was about dinosaurs and written and produced by my brother, Richard Jones. I was unpaid, needless to say, and an extra that rode in a vehicle for the opening of the Kingdom of the Dinosaur ride at Knott's Berry Farm. Gary Owens was in the front seat. Gary was informative and funny during this film shoot about the dinosaurs on display. My instructions from my brother were to be quiet, sit still, and look interested. I did my job. It was my last film. I did. Gary Owens leaves behind his wife, Arleta, and his 2 sons, Chris and Scott. I ask for your memory of Gary Owens and wish that we adjourn in his memory.
Thank you very much, Senator Pavley. Please bring the name forward so it can be entered in the file and express our condolences to the family. Motions and resolutions. Senator Bonning, from what purpose do you rise?
Are we finished with today's business?
The pro tem has returned. I was going to,
He's here. Okay.
yes.
Mr. Pro Tem.
With that, there's no other business. Senator
I've been asked by Pro
Monty,
Tem that we will stand in
the desk
recess.
is clear.
Stand in recess till 3:30 this afternoon, and Senate will reconvene here on the floor Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, we're in recess.